What if I told you that the truth about human evolution might be closer to a monkey than you ever imagined? It is a story so fascinating, so intertwined with mystery, that it will challenge everything you thought you knew. We often hear people say that humans evolved from monkeys, but this notion oversimplifies one of the most captivating journeys in the history of life on Earth. What if I told you that the connection between monkeys and humans is not as direct as it seems? That our shared ancestry lies deeper, in a distant and much more fascinating evolutionary past. The journey of human evolution is one of twists, turns, and hidden connections, waiting to be uncovered. Now, think about this. How could humans and monkeys share so many physical traits if we were not directly related? And why, after millions of years, do we still share a common ancestor with these creatures, yet walk a completely different path? If you are intrigued and want to uncover the answers to these questions, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, Rowan Days. It's totally free, so do not hesitate. Millions of years ago, before we walked upright or used language, humans and modern monkeys were nothing more than distant relatives. Imagine standing in the midst of a vast jungle, surrounded by the echoes of time. Somewhere in that vast expanse of wilderness, a creature lived, a creature that was neither monkey nor human, but something in between. This is where our story begins. It is a story that stretches across continents, reaching into the past where we find a shared ancestor that links us to the monkeys we see today. This ancestor was a primate that lived millions of years ago. It was not a monkey, but it had features that would eventually evolve into what we know today as both monkeys and humans. It is from this ancient, mysterious ancestor that the evolutionary paths of both humans and monkeys split, leading us down separate roads of development. Yet, despite the passage of time, we still share certain fundamental characteristics with these creatures: opposable thumbs, social structures, and the ability to learn and adapt. So, what does all of this mean for us? Are monkeys simply a reflection of our past, or do they hold the key to understanding our future? As we move forward, I invite you to take a moment and reflect on how closely connected we really are to our primate cousins. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. How do you think these shared traits shaped both humans and monkeys over time? Ever wondered why monkeys and humans share so much? The answer lies in our distant family bond. It is not just about a few similarities that we can observe on the surface. No, it is far more profound than that. When we dig deeper into the story of evolution, we begin to uncover startling truths about the way life on Earth is interconnected. The connection between humans and monkeys is not just a matter of behavior or appearance, but a biological relationship that goes back millions of years. Imagine looking into the eyes of a chimpanzee, observing the way they interact with their family, the way they use tools, and the way they communicate. If you look closely, you will see a reflection of something familiar, something undeniably human. Chimpanzees, bonobos, and gorillas, the closest living relatives to humans, share 98% of our DNA. Think about that for a moment, 98%. It is almost as if we share a hidden blueprint, one that was written in the distant past. This is where the story of our shared family tree begins. These primates are not just animals we share a few characteristics with. They are windows into our own evolutionary journey. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors split from a common ancestor, and though our paths diverged, the blueprint of life remained strikingly similar. Just like us, monkeys have complex social structures, learn by observation, and use tools. They experience emotions and have the capacity for problem solving. Watching them in their natural habitat, you might even see glimpses of what our early ancestors might have looked like, how they lived, and how they interacted with one another. But if monkeys are so closely related to humans, how is it that we developed into the species we are today, and they remained as they are? What factors caused our evolution to take such a drastic turn? Here lies the fascinating mystery of evolution. While we may share many characteristics with monkeys, there is something unique about the human story that set us on a completely different path. What was it that led us to walk upright, create complex tools, and eventually build entire civilizations, while our primate cousins continued their journey in the trees? The answer is coming soon, but it is not just about genetics. It is about the forces of nature, survival, and the choices made by our ancestors in the struggle to adapt and thrive. In the next part, we will dive into the critical moment when these evolutionary paths split, revealing the mysterious factors that gave rise to humans as we know them today. The truth about our origins has been hiding in fossils for millions of years. But what exactly are we missing? If we dig deep enough into the earth, we may uncover answers that have eluded scientists for centuries. The search for the missing link in human evolution is like a treasure hunt through time, fascinating, perplexing, and filled with surprises. It is the moment when humans and monkeys split, but what led to the formation of Homo sapiens, the species that would ultimately dominate the earth? Picture this: you are standing in a dusty field, surrounded by ancient bones. You hold in your hands a piece of the puzzle, a fossil that, for the first time, offers a glimpse into the world of our distant ancestors. This is not just any fossil, but one that bridges the gap between primates and humans. The missing link is the key to understanding how we evolved from a common ancestor with monkeys into the species we are today. In the early 20th century, scientists unearthed the remains of Australopithecus afarensis, famously known as Lucy. This remarkable fossil was discovered in Ethiopia in 1974 and provided crucial evidence that humans evolved from earlier primate species. Lucy lived approximately 3.2 million years ago, and her discovery forever changed the way we viewed our place in the animal kingdom. She was the missing piece of the puzzle, the first true proof that humans and monkeys share a common ancestor, and yet took separate evolutionary paths. But Lucy was just one step in the long journey of human evolution. As scientists continue to dig and uncover new fossils, each discovery brings us closer to understanding the full picture of our origins. Fossils like Homo habilis, the handy man, and Homo erectus, the upright man, reveal the slow but steady progression from primitive tools to more sophisticated ones. These early humans were capable of using stone tools, crafting fire, and adapting to changing environments. But how did they evolve into modern Homo sapiens, the species that would eventually dominate the planet? The search for the missing link is not over. Every new fossil discovered adds another layer to our understanding of human evolution. But with each new piece of the puzzle, another question arises: what did it take for our ancestors to make that final leap from primitive to modern humans? Stay tuned, because the next part will dive deeper into the incredible transformation that led to the rise of Homo sapiens. What caused our ancestors to walk upright, develop larger brains, and begin to shape the world around them in ways no other species had before? How did our ancestors go from swinging through trees to walking upright? Let us unlock this incredible transformation. Imagine standing at the edge of a dense forest millions of years ago, watching as our distant ancestors, creatures like Australopithecus, slowly began to change. With each passing generation, their bodies adapted, evolved, and eventually developed traits that would define us as human beings. The path was long, filled with obstacles, and full of choices that would lead to the rise of Homo sapiens, the human species. As time passed, early human ancestors began to develop larger brains. Their brain size gradually increased, especially in species like Homo habilis and Homo erectus. This expansion allowed for greater cognitive abilities, including problem-solving, social interactions, and the development of tools. The larger brain wasn't just for survival, it was the spark for creating culture, building tools, and making fire. This gradual shift toward larger brains and upright posture set the stage for a species that could not only survive but thrive. But what was the next critical step that would push our ancestors from basic tool users to intelligent, creative beings capable of transforming the world? Despite the similarities, humans are a completely different species. Let us explore what sets us apart from our primate cousins. Picture yourself stepping into the ancient world, observing the early members of Homo sapiens, our ancestors, as they began to shape tools, create fire, and carve out a place for themselves in an unforgiving world. Their path was not simply one of survival, but one of transformation. The moment our ancestors developed language, culture, and technology, something extraordinary began to unfold. The brain size, once only slightly larger than that of other primates, exploded in the human lineage. A brain capable of abstract thought, creativity, and complex social structures. Imagine a sudden shift, a brain with the power to innovate, solve problems, and think beyond immediate survival. This was the defining moment, the moment that separated humans from monkeys and other primates. As the brain grew, so did the ability to adapt, communicate, and build societies. With larger brains came the development of language. Early humans began to communicate in ways that were far more complex than the gestures or calls of their primate relatives. This new tool, language, allowed them to share knowledge, express emotions, and collaborate in ways never before possible. It is this ability to communicate that allowed human societies to flourish, to create art, and to pass knowledge down through generations. But it wasn't just the mind that changed. The human body itself continued to evolve. While monkeys remained perfectly adapted to their environments, early humans developed the ability to walk long distances, run at great speeds, and endure harsh climates. They learned to harness the power of fire, which not only kept them warm but allowed them to cook food, leading to better nutrition and further brain development. The human body, though still bearing the marks of its primate ancestry, was evolving to survive and thrive in ways that no other species had before. So, what makes humans truly unique? It is not just the brain, or the ability to walk upright, but the combination of both. The way we use tools, the way we create, the way we form communities and societies, these are the traits that distinguish us from monkeys. Yet, despite all these differences, we cannot forget that the very essence of our being is still deeply rooted in our shared primate ancestors. The question remains, what triggered the rapid acceleration of human evolution? Was it the tools we created? The fire we mastered? Or was it something deeper, an insatiable curiosity and drive to change the world around us? Stay tuned, because the next part will unravel the final chapter of this incredible journey. How did humans go from living in small tribes to creating entire civilizations, shaping the planet in ways no other species could? Are we truly different from monkeys, or are we just a few million years of evolution away from them? This question has haunted scientists, philosophers, and curious minds alike for centuries. After all, if humans and monkeys share a common ancestor, what exactly makes us so unique? The final piece of the puzzle lies in the choices made by our ancestors, the forces that shaped them, and the extraordinary developments that propelled Homo sapiens to become the dominant species on Earth. Our ancestors, though similar to monkeys in many ways, were capable of thinking, creating, and adapting in ways that no other primate could. They were not just surviving, they were shaping the world around them. It was the combination of brain power, bipedalism, social structures, and the development of culture that made us who we are today. As early humans began to use tools more efficiently, control fire, and eventually craft complex weapons, they began to set themselves apart from all other creatures. This was not just survival of the fittest. It was the rise of the smartest, the most adaptable, and the most innovative species on the planet. But even more extraordinary was the human drive to communicate. Through language, early humans formed deep connections, shared ideas, and created cultures that would last for millennia. It was not just about survival anymore, it was about building something greater than themselves. The first cave paintings, the creation of tools, the birth of agriculture, each of these milestones marked the evolution of a species that not only learned to survive but also learned to thrive. And here we are today, the product of millions of years of evolution, stretching back to that distant primate ancestor. The debate may continue, are monkeys our ancestors? Or is there something more at play here? The truth is, we are both a product of our evolutionary past and the creators of our own future. The path we took was one of constant adaptation, curiosity, and an unyielding drive to change the world. As we continue to evolve, one thing is certain, the connection between humans and monkeys is not just biological, it is a testament to the power of evolution itself. Our journey from primitive primates to the creators of civilizations is a story of endless possibilities, and who knows where it will lead in the future. If you found this exploration into human evolution as fascinating as I did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Rowan Days. It's totally free. And, don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about the connection between humans and monkeys?